In this edition of 2020 Daily Trail Markers, a new Emerson College poll shows Andrew Yang polling at 7% among California Democratic primary voters. That's 1% more than Senator Kamala Harris, who is from the state. Yang still trails former Vice President Joe Biden and Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. But he appeared to celebrate during a rally in Philadelphia Tuesday night, immediately turning to poll numbers and telling supporters his campaign is growing.
This campaign is growing by leaps and bounds, in part because you all know what America's finding out, that I am not a politician. I'm a problem solver. I'm an entrepreneur.
Let's bring in CBS News 2020 campaign reporter Nicole Sganga. She's in Manchester, New Hampshire. Nicole, thanks so much for being with us. So we mentioned that Yang is polling higher or we should mention rather that Yang is polling higher in California than he is nationally. With that being said, what is he attributing his recent bump to?
Well, the Yang campaign has been growing. As you saw at that rally he held in Philadelphia, he was celebrating his recent success. He also celebrated by entering the rally to the Rocky theme song and ascending the steps of the Museum of Philadelphia to that song. But he says that he's really growing a movement, and as he's been gaining more media attention, taking on his progressive rivals on the debate stage, that folks are paying attention. Certainly during the third Democratic debate, he did warrant some attention when he announced that he would be giving away $120,000, $1,000 a month to 10 individuals over the next year in what he calls his Freedom Dividend Pilot Program. In addition to that, Yang has campaigned out in California. He held a rally in San Francisco back in March that brought thousands to come see him in person. He'll also be there later this month when he holds his first rally in Los Angeles.
He also addressed his Freedom Dividend Pilot Program. What more can you tell us about how he plans to move forward with that?
Absolutely. And so the deadline to apply to this program, which again does grant 10 people a freedom dividend, that's $1,000 a month to an American adult for the next year. So the deadline for that is Thursday at 12 midnight. And then after that, he says that his campaign will be randomly selecting 10 people, luck of the draw. They'll make sure that those folks are American citizens, that they are adults and eligible, and then they'll be contacting people over the next week to let them know that they've in fact won this lottery of sorts. And after that, Yang hopes that his pilot program will show people what a freedom dividend can do. Now, we should note, Elaine, that he has been personally giving 3 individuals, families in Florida, New Hampshire, and Iowa a freedom dividend over the past few months, and they've been using that money for education costs, car repair. One person in Iowa bought a guitar, so he hopes that this freedom dividend program will convince more Americans that universal basic income is a good idea.
Well, Yang is also facing some criticism for comments he made during last week's third Democratic debate regarding his Asian American background. Let's listen to some of that.
The pitch we have to make to the American people is we will get the health care weight off of your backs and then unleash the hopes and dreams of the American people.
Senator Becker.
Now, I am Asian, so I know a lot of doctors.
Nicole, Yang has made similar comments on the campaign trail. How are voters and supporters that you've spoken with reacting to them?
Well, voters and supporters that I meet at rallies, I spoke to over a dozen supporters at Andrew Yang's rallies in Boston and Philadelphia, and not one was bothered by these remarks. Certainly a few could understand why they might be seen in a negative light, but one man, Rafael Flores from Pennsylvania, pointed out to me that usually when Andrew Yang talks about his Asian heritage, he talks about his own experiences, he personalizes it. Another, voter pointed out to me, Jack Schrender in Connecticut, that in fact he feels like it's part of what brings Andrew Yang's personality to light, that it makes him human. It helps bring him closer to voters, the fact that he has this down-to-earth personality. But certainly will be interesting to hear more from other voters outside of just his supporters moving on in the future lane.
All right, Nicole Sganga for us. Nicole, thank you very much.
Thank you.